Hey, what's up guys? Kyle at Fortune Off-Road. In this video, we're getting ready to start working on the crawler hauler. First thing we need to address is the gooseneck and the coupler. Let's get started on it. Oh. So welcome back guys, we're working on the crawler hauler. This is the first video in the rebuild series. You can see here there's a ton of stuff to cut off, to grind off, and to weld back on. So the first part of this build is making sure this trailer is safe, and after that, looking good and functioning well, you know, easy to use kind of thing. So I'm just adding on and replacing a lot of different things, mostly just making it easier on myself. I'm sure we're gonna learn a lot along the way, and if you've got any tips for me, definitely put them down below. I could use them. The sooner, the better, because I've been cranking through this thing for the last few days. Making some progress here. New hardware for the coupler. So these used to all be 1/2-inch holes that were pretty loose too. So we ended up drilling them out to 9/16, and then this hitch pin is 5/8, so pretty heavy duty. This is what takes the slack out of the coupler. You can see there's still a tiny bit in there, which we actually probably will need once we hook up the ball, because you know, alignment isn't always perfect. Changed the safety hook. Instead of it riding in the center and kind of pivoting with the bolt, now it has a different path and it's more likely to hang up on the point if this comes up, because if this comes up, it can come off the ball. And then I also put another hook on this side and a big lever. So now the lever counts as like a second safety to the hitch pin. It hits the hitch pin when it comes up. When we take the hitch pin out, it's an assist to get the hooks up, because sometimes if there's any pressure on this, like the truck is a little bit forward, now we have this lever, a little bit more leverage, stops there, the guard comes up and it sits like that. So now when the ball gets pushed into the coupler, these will close, and then when we go back to put our hitch pin in, we just lift up, let it drop, safety locks on, put the hitch pin in, cotter pin, and double locked. Cut a bunch of stuff off of here, all kinds of random brackets and stuff. Got our new safety chains on. We used to have one safety chain as a big one, and now we've got two 25,000 pounds. That's what these are good for. Some old U-bolts welded on the top there for the storage of it. Also, we could use these as additional tie down if we wanted to tie something down here on the neck. Tapped out some 5/16 holes on all sides, so now we can plate this, and you know, if we want to get in here later to do something, we can take it off. So just need to finish that up on the other side, but this is coming together pretty good. We're gonna take all this apart and get it just bare, whatever needs to be painted black. Storm clouds there on the horizon, so probably not gonna be able to paint anything just yet, but we're getting there. Made some progress. Got this all finished up, cleaned up, threw some primer on it. You know, we just welded these seams a little bit more. It seemed like it could use some more. Did a couple passes here, and then this side wasn't welded at all. Welded up all the safety chain mounts. In hindsight, I would do this differently. I'd throw this down here pointing forward. I don't know why I just didn't think about it when I was doing it, because this is how the chain was just looped before, but it's okay. We're just gonna keep it like that. This is more for legal reasons. You know, we got to have those safety chains on there. It's not like it's going to be supporting all the weight. It's just going to be holding it so it doesn't go crazy. Speaking of which, if it comes disconnected, we got a new breakaway battery and line. A little bit overkill on the clevis here, but I wanted to be able to just quickly and easily snap this on to where the safety chains go. Got some flexible sealant on all the holes. Supposed to be paintable. We'll see how that goes. See all this, I got a bunch of extra wire in here. This is rewiring it all. I kind of had to start labeling all this stuff. It was a nightmare to add in this new breakaway system. I already had one on there, so you think it'd be pretty easy, but I could not tell what color these are because they're all really faded. And then I eventually just hooked up my truck to this connector here so I could get some power in there, and then just used one of my little circuit testers here and watched for when the light came on. So I found out what was what and finally got the brakes all hooked up. Here's a look at the new gussets for the 90 here. So when I first got this, all it had was a single 1/4-inch gusset on this outside right here. So ended up getting another 1/4-inch and then plated it. This part's only 3/16 on in the front to box it in. So now we have way more gusseting, basically twice as much. So obviously the same on the other side. Turn around, we've got the Hopkins breakaway controller here. This one's pretty cool. I've had this same one on every trailer I've owned. It's just the biggest battery and it's easy. You can just do this little press to test right there. We've got some protective covering over it. Tapped it in a couple places going in through the top, and then the wires just pop out on there. Still kind of a mess in here, but that's okay. This has all taken me probably, geez, I don't know, like 5 days to do. It's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of little things, just cutting, drilling, welding. Finally drilled all 8 of these holes and tapped them. You know, it takes a long time and some metal that is that thick. And we've got, of course, our old U-bolts now where we're going to store not only our safety chains but also our breakaway. Next, already put some paint on here just to cover up the fresh welds and stuff. I didn't want any of these to start rusting because we do have some weather coming in. But the next is to tape off all the stuff that I don't want to get painted and remove it. And then I'm going to throw gloss black. I was thinking about this for a while. I wasn't sure if I was going to do semi-gloss or flat. I'm going to go gloss. I think gloss will make it look the nicest, and it'll match the toolbox in my truck, and you know, just be nice and shiny. And I want this to be reflective as much as possible. Lastly, we'll get some tape to throw on here, the red and white tape, so you know, reflective. If only that was on there earlier, I would have not hit my head on this bar 50 times that I did. That is going to be the majority of the work for the gooseneck. I think this part is all good now. What's next is, I think I'm going to get some diamond plate and just build some barriers right around this perimeter right here. Diamond plate aluminum is extremely expensive. These 2 foot by 2 foot panels that I'm trying to get, it was like $75 a piece. Trying to find something a little bit cheaper, because then I'm going to get another one and probably just build it all around this jack. I think this jack actually is in pretty good condition. I took this top off and there's a lot of grease in there. It seems to be working fine. I think I just need to, it's really hard to see. So right here, this is straight and then it cockeyes over to this side. I think this needs to be straight over here. So I think I'm going to keep this jack for now. We'll see if my mod fixes the issues of it kind of binding up. New hardware for the mounting points, and then that diamond plate to go up and around everything, and just cover all this up and keep any water from coming off the tires onto this, because it's just wood here. And then maybe another piece, a couple of small pieces of diamond plate down there. I don't know. I think it just make it look better, and it's going to keep the water off. So the next part is going to be getting these wooden boards off and see if we can find some new ones and how we're going to stain them. Well, that weather came in as promised. Luckily, we've got everything finished up, and check it out. So there's a look at everything kind of hooked up as we're gonna tow. I mean, we are literally towing right now. But I just have a little rubber strap that goes over the top there, holds the safety chains up off the ground. You can see the coupler's nice and tight on there. Got our breakaway controller hooked up. It's all working great. Nice and shiny. So obviously a lot to clean up down here still. I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do for this open area, if I'm gonna box it in or get a new jack. Still kind of working on that. One thing I do wanna mess around with is how I'm gonna hook up the camper 7-pin with the truck. So yes, this will reach in there, but it's actually not enough room. So like if we turn 90 degrees, which is like one of the big selling points to a gooseneck, especially that way, it's just not gonna reach. So I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is maybe just get like an extension. I'm not really sure how much it even needs, but I don't know, 3 feet or so. Kind of come up with a way to let this, you know, not just drag on the ground, but maybe just dangle off the top. I don't know. I'm open to ideas. So if you guys have anything, it'd be great. So what I'm trying to do is plug this in. I can kind of trickle charge the camper, also have all the lights on top. So we're gonna do that soon. I'm gonna get that extension, and then I'm gonna be replacing all the lights on the trailer because they really need it. Well, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. As always, I'm open to input. So whatever ideas you have, put them down in the comments, let me know. If you want to see some of these parts, I throw those down in the description for you. So just click on them, probably take you to Amazon. It's a cool way for me to get a kickback for the channel, and then I just put all that stuff back into it. So come up with some good ideas for me. I'll make the videos from it. Pretty stoked with how this is going so far. Looking forward to, you know, making everything safer, more reliable, and better looking. So if you want to follow along, make sure you subscribe. This is just part 1. I've got a lot to go. See you guys in the next one.